Logic is such that Krishna tells Arjuna, Shruti Vipratipannate Yadasthasiti Nischala. Your mind is currently confused because you are educated. You know so many things, that is why you are confused. You cannot hold on to one discussion properly in one argument line. It will start diverting into hundreds of branches. That is why Krishna says that to Arjuna. You are using your logic now, that is why your questions are never ending. But if you establish yourself within you in yoga, all questions will end. But for that, initially you have to saturate yourself with logic. That's why Patanjali says dharana and dhyana. Dharana stage has to be there. Holding on to particular logical argument. But that perseverance to get saturated with logic is not there. See, logic won't give you answer. Finally, you will get saturated with it. That's all. Saturated means if it rains, yesterday it rained. When it rains and rains and rains, initially earth will absorb all the water. But if it rains more and more and more, then earth won't take the water. The water will start floating on the top. Because earth is now saturated with water, it can't take any more. Like that, you should become saturated with logic. First. Only after that you can do something more. Only after that can you do something illogical. Again, extremes look similar. By illogical, I don't mean illogical in the normal sense. The initial stage will be dullness or illogical, tamas. In intermediate stage, it will become highly logical, enthusiastic, it is rajas, it's a visible phase. But after that, there is a transcendence of logic again. It will again become illogical. You all have heard of this Big Bang theory which everyone accepts now? Yes. Do you know what it says? All the energy and space came from nowhere suddenly. Is it logical? The starting point of science is absolutely illogical. After that illogical point, everything is logical. No, I am concerned more with that illogical part. What happened there? From where did it come? How did it simply come? Are you happy by saying it came from nowhere? Stephen Hawking so casually says, we believe today that all the energy and the entire universe came from nothing, spontaneously. Are you happy with that answer? After you say that, it seems one scientist told us, he mocked it. He said, it's almost like science asked, give me one miracle and I'll give you everything else. And that one miracle is this appearance of all energy from nowhere. So saturate yourself with logic first. Know how much ever question you want to ask. Not me. Ask somebody. And another thing is, it is not that by asking questions to others that you will get saturation. No, you will get saturation by asking questions within and going through that argumentative process within you. See, today you have the luxury of science with you. You have so much of data information. In 50, 100 years ago, it was not there. Today they have explored so much. Like this Big Bang theory wasn't there 100 years ago. So I could not have given this argument at that time. But now it is very clear that the base of science is illogical. You don't know where all the energy and this came from. That you forget. Nobody speaks of that, That is taken for granted. Somehow it came. After that, let us build all our science. So you build all your science, but don't look towards science to give you the final answer. It can't. Logic can't give you answer because it is illogical. The final answer is illogical. It can only be experienced personally. You cannot answer it logically.